Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Who have we got this evening? Who is joining us at 21 Parsons Street tonight? It's Tuesday the 23rd of June. Already. Just going to jump onto Discord in case anybody is there. Tuesday evening. There we go. Yes, I am. Hello, hello. Alright. Alright, thank you, I think. Oh, and all the gang is here. Yeah. It's going to be good for acrylics though as well. An interesting... Yes, yes, you do get spattering for the acrylics. I'm in my spattering period at the moment. No, it will be dark-ish, but we won't make it as dark as it is, because that'd just be weird. Because we might as well just have a big black page of graphite and pretend that it's the Oh, I can't. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know that's the problem, because the default is noise, isn't it? That's alright, I'm used to being blamed for all sorts of things. I haven't seen any of you today, have I? Because we haven't had a class until tonight. How have you coped without any time with me? Well, I can understand that, Sarah. I really can. Ooh. Nick, I have just put them aside for you. I just snuck downstairs and put it aside because while it was in my head. So yeah, that's fine. It is no problem at all. Right. To do with the embossing tool. You've all got one, haven't you? Have you not got one? Or a biro lid. Biro lid will work. Oh, that'll work. That'll work. It's just for the stars. Look at the stars. See how they shine for you. Was that Coldplay as well? Oh, I'm in my Coldplay mood at the moment. I didn't even know I liked Coldplay. So there you go. Lovely. I really loved everybody's flowers from last night, by the way. Oh, amazing. Jackie said this morning when she came into work, she said, I can't believe how amazing everybody, not that she thought you were all rubbish, not in that way, but she said everybody's pieces of work were so amazing. She had to qualify it by saying it must be because you're an amazing teacher, so I don't know. It's not even payday, so I don't know what she wants. Okay. So, no, stunning stuff. We did, because you're not with us on a Monday night. Are you with us on a Monday night, Sandra? No. You were spattering with us. I haven't got a clue who I'm talking to most nights. I just talk away and that's it. But yeah, it's I had another look today. Absolutely brilliant stuff. And people doing their own little takes on it, which is what I like to see. Yeah, I mean that's some spattering on an A3 one, isn't it? Blimey. You'd need I'd get a scrubbing brush or a dustpan and brush instead of a toothbrush for that. Load it on and flick it about a bit, almost like like when Tony Hart had did his big projects, or Neil Buchanan in Art Attack did a giant one. So yeah. Art Attack was a bit like electric guitar. Down, down, da, 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 da. This is Art Attack. This is Art Attack. This is Art Attack. And it was a bit more electric guitarish. I have to say, never liked Neil Buchanan. I have issues with him. He had very baggy sleeves to teach art, and it's not conducive. I used to get very upset, and it seemed that every series his sleeves got baggier and baggier. I didn't enjoy it. But also he nicked art teachers' ideas when kids would. I remember doing a lesson on cartoon faces and emotions, like the one I did not so long ago here as a live show, and literally the following series he did a whole show on cartoon faces and emotions. And I swore one of the kids I taught had sent off into the gallery, sent off what they'd been up to. And that's what he used to do. He used to show the work and go, that's a good idea. I was going to do a Scouse accent, but I won't. That's a good idea. We'll use that. And then he'd get loads of money, and there I was on my teacher's assistant wages, practically giving him ideas. So I didn't enjoy that very much. I always thought he was a poor man's Tony Hart, to be quite honest. No, so skillful and really nice. Like, Tony Hart would go, he wouldn't go, oh no, don't cut that because it needs a sharp knife, you need mommy and daddy. I can remember him saying, you need a very sharp knife, just be careful. And he didn't treat anybody, he didn't treat kids like they were stupid. He treated them as if they were enthusiastic artists, which is what he should be doing, really. And I like that. I like the fact that he never really kowtowed to it, because you are going to deal with sharp things as a kid. Ah, Morph was the best. Morph was brilliant. And Chaz was the naughty one, wasn't he? He was the white one. I bet you liked Chaz, didn't you, Nick? Yeah, thought so. Because there was Grandpa Morph and all sorts, wasn't there, in the end? And there was that girl who had a dress made out of tinfoil in Morph. Yeah, or is it tinfoil hair? There's like a girl and all sorts of things. Ah, yeah. I think Morph was the original, and then in subsequent series they grew the families. What have you just shared? Let me have a look. Oh yeah, Chaz's first appearance. Okay, cool. I'll have a look at that in a minute. Oh, does he make Oh, I've got it on sound. Oh, I didn't know this. Yeah. No, you see, Morph was naughty enough. Well, I never knew that. Oh, you know what? That rings a bell. I don't know what that was, but yes. Really? What was? Wow. Because he did, yeah, he did art box bunch or something before he did all of the other stuff. Then he did Vision On, which is before me. Then he did Take Heart, and then he did Heartbeat in the 90s or something like that. I can't remember. Ah, all the episodes are on YouTube still. It's wonderful to watch. I just loved how he spoke so nicely. I never forget the way he says tissue, because he goes tissue, tissue. You need some tissue paper. I love it. Anyway, so I've got my HB pencil, which is equivalent of a 2B, and I think about 3 fingers up, I'm just going to draw roughly the horizon line, which is sort of straight-ish. Ooh, that's not a bad line actually, that, Barry. Well done. Roundabout. I've just put a sheet of paper underneath. That's what this spattering is from yesterday's spattering day. What, from the spattering? Well, we did a Pollock day. We did Jackson Pollock, and I've still got red, white, and yellow acrylic spatters all over everything, because the students, it was for a lunchtime class, and they went for it. And I've got it all at my camera, on my glasses. Oh, you can see it on my glasses case. I can show you. It's like my world has been visited like by Mr. Tumble. Everything's polka dot colours. Everything, literally everything. Right, so I'm going to use my embossing tool, and I'm going to just emboss stars. Make some bigger, make some smaller. Be random. But just be aware that you've got Stonehenge to put on. I'm doing dots. I'm just doing dots at the moment. I might use because I've learned my lesson from the last time, and I've found a slightly wider one than the one I was using last for the dandelions. I probably won't put as many in as I've got there in the photograph, because it's clearly enhanced. Yeah, if I can. Concentrating a little bit more around the Milky Way. I always preferred a Mars bar. Never had a battered one. So literally just stabbing. I'm leaving about 2 fingers in the middle, because we can put some in. I don't know. You see, I wasn't sure. Should we put Stonehenge in first, or we'll put a few stars in, and then you can sort of add more around Stonehenge after. But obviously, don't go berserk with it, he says, because he's gone berserk with it. And it's starting to look like an old dartboard. So I'm not even thinking about constellations or anything. I'm just trying to be random. I know the plough, and then Orion's belt, yeah, and I only know Orion's belt because that's what the pyramids are in the same alignment, aren't they? Not in a perfect line. One's slightly, the middle one's slightly higher. Oh, okay. And I did know that there was the bear. I used to know them all when I was a kid, but I've kind of lost touch with it all. I loved space. Oh, nice. Well, even some of my mates on Facebook have taken photos of the moon, and I'm thinking, what sort of camera have you got? It's like you've got the equivalent of Hubble telescope in your pocket or something. Because I tried to take the photo of the moon on my phone, and it doesn't even look like the moon. Yeah. Oh, really? I don't even know how to get into... Oh, what, on my phone? Really? Under camera? Preserve settings. Filter. Live photo. No. Formats. High efficiency or most compatible. I haven't got anything on that. It just says preserve settings, grid, scan QR codes, record video, record slow-mo, formats, auto HDR, or keep normal photo. Why can't I? I want to do that. What have you got then? What phone have you got? This is an iPhone 8, but that's still fairly new. I'll have to have a look, because it does annoy me that I can't do it the same. Right, so I've got my sort of celestial area, and then I want to sketch out the stones. Now, really, they can't be much... Well, they can't be wider than your little finger, the biggest stones. So... And they're about a gap in between, around about the same sort of size. So, I'm going to do it... Oh, that seems too big. I'm just going to wing it. How tall is it? less than 2 fingers high from the horizon. A bit wider than your pencil, I reckon. I can neaten it up. So we've got 4 in a row. I've been really busy this morning. Loads of people in the shop collecting stuff. I think my gaps are too big. No. Yeah. I'm going to get confused soon on which is my gaps and which is my stone. Because that won't take very long for me to not understand. But there's sort of another one. The edge of one there. Because you can see the sides as well on some of them, and it's hard on the 2 centre ones you can't, but on the left and the right you can see a bit of an edge. That's quite a chunky one there. And then on this side, I'm going to do all the ones. I'm going to bring the stones, the base of the stones, slightly below the horizon line. In fact, I need to come a little bit even lower than that, below the horizon line, just so you can get the illusion and the feeling of depth. That's about right, I think. Because there's a slightly smaller one there. That's going right. You want? Yeah, this is the HB version, the smaller one. The not as soft, but it gives me a bit more control. And then we've got a bit of a gap. Then another. Oh. See, this is what happens. I wasn't looking and I was making it up on what I think it looks like, having never been. Isn't it? It's amazing how quickly our brain just kicks in and assumes we know, even though we don't actually know what it looks like if you've never been. Yeah, so there's the one behind, so now I've drawn those 2, I can stick that one in, and it's a little bit taller there with a bigger stone. Have you ever been to Stonehenge, Nick? Have you? Oh yeah, okay. Have you ever been, Sarah? I haven't been many places really. I'm a bit boring. Oh, okay. Cool. Always better than hanging around Dudley Zoo all the time. The Black Country Museum. That is cool, actually. I love the Black Country Museum. I'm going to have to tweak. I'm going to have to put my horizon line a bit higher because I've run out of space and my stones are going to be floating in a minute. I thought that's better. Nobody saw that, so that's okay. Now that must be two different stones that we're looking at here, so I'm going to draw the one that I think is here first. I'm going to have to make an effort to go to rollright stones at some point, I think. To the great rollright stones down the road. Yeah, in Great Rollright. And apparently, and you've got the King's Circle as well. But with the Great Rollright stones, apparently if you walk around counting them and then count them again, you never ever get the same amount twice. Yeah, you can't count them. Something to do with a witch's curse or so, I don't know, something like that. So yeah, it's absolutely fascinating. Yeah. Well, when you think about Stonehenge and you know the stone isn't local, and they don't really know how it got there, or how it was assembled or erected, or exactly how old it is. It's fascinating, I think, that something like this exists, and as literally it's always existed as far as anybody ever knows, and nobody knows how. Yes, aliens. It was aliens. Occasionally. It is really interesting. Absolutely. I think no. I've got a theory because when I was studying art history and when I lecture in it and what have you, and you look at the different civilizations that we've had, they all tend to reach a really high pinnacle and then suddenly disappear. And I think we are in that phase ourselves. Um, the Egyptians had got batteries, the Romans had got central heating. Look at the Mayan world and all of that kind of thing, and then all of a sudden, Dark Ages, we forget how to do anything, and then hundreds of years later, hundreds and hundreds of years later, we invent things that have already been invented. And I honestly think that as a society we are regressing now. We've reached the highest point, and now we're going to start going the way that the Romans, the Greeks, the Egyptians went. That's my cheery thought, anyway. Because it seems that we've reached a pinnacle and society just can't move any further forward. I don't know. What do you think? No, I know. What is it to say we know more about space than we do about the ocean? No, exactly. So are we just going full circle for thousands of years? You know, is it just like one big loop? We go as far as we can, and then something happens. Pandemics or no? I watched Red Dwarf. Is that the same thing? Okay. See, I'm still my money's still on Planet of the Apes coming true. I don't know. The monkeys overpowered that scientist in India, didn't they? And stole the coronavirus files and ran off with them. So did you not hear about that? Yeah, yeah. Well, no, it was. I think it was Bangladesh, somewhere in India. You can Google this, and I'll bet Nick you're on the case already. That some monkeys overpowered a lab technician and ran off with coronavirus files. I don't know if they ever found the vials or the monkeys, um, but yeah, that actually happened in the last month. So then I was thinking, you know what? This is it. It'll be simian flu. Yes, yeah. So there you go. So that's my thing. It'll be the simian flu, and then before you know it, the monkeys will take over. Oh well, you see, this is all it. Mm. Yeah, yeah. This is it. You see, we don't know what we're messing with. It is, yeah. It's all cheery tonight. Again. It's cool on a drawing class. You don't have to let things dry, do you? Well, that's very true. And hope you haven't got water soluble graphite. I've just ordered Derwent do graphitint, which is sort of like slightly coloured graphite blocks, but they now do them as water soluble pans of a set of graphitint, so you can. There's like soft greens, greys, and rose colours, so it's like very earthy tones of pencil. So I've ordered some of those, just a couple, just to see how they go. So really, there's a lot going on here because we've got, and this is why it's really interesting in pencil, because we've got the light behind the stones. We've got the stones, the ground, which is the darkest. I think we can all agree that the land is the darker tone, isn't it, out of all of it? But there's going to be all sorts of stuff. So to make it feel like the light is coming through here, this has got to be the lightest area other than the stars. And then there'll be subtle rubbings out and all sorts of stuff. And probably even a paper stump. Where's my little dirty stump? Oh, yes, the paper stump. Yeah, if it's tortillon and whatever, if it's, yeah, the white things that look like pencils. Yeah. Yeah, but don't peel them. I had somebody thought they were wrapped and they tried to unwrap them. Because that you can see how they're made. Look here, I'm just putting under the camera now. So you'll see it in about an hour. That is quick. So she started unwrapping them. But you can see it's just loads and loads of paper, sanded to a point. So it's a tightly coiled paper, sanded. So it's interesting. It is interesting to see how it's made. Yes, bless you. Ah, yes. Did you sneeze in your elbow or on your paper? So we'll start on the sky because we've got to. It's really hard, and we're going to flit about a lot because we're not going to know the tonal values of it because the pinky bits are going to be lighter than the stones, but they still need to be darker than the light bit in the middle, but not as dark as the dark bit of the sky, and the dark bit of the sky is, I don't know whether it's the same sort of tone as the stones, and then you've got the grass which is the darkest. So I'm going to stick with my HB on its side for now because I need it to skim over my embossing. I'm not going to go into the gaps of the stones just yet. It would, I think. Mine tends to cover a really large area and it's very dark. So I'm going to stick with my pencil for now. I'll probably use a graphite stick for the grass. I'm doing it in a little short circular motion. I still can't believe that video has had 1.1 million views. I mean, obviously these are it's been a paid ad. My aunt texted me to say that my cousin was watching something on YouTube and saw it popped up, and she went, "Oh goodness, that's Barry." But yeah, I mean that's amazing. I haven't seen it happen, and that people aren't flocking to my website or classes yet, but maybe it will happen. So I don't know how long that advert's on for or anything really, but it's very good publicity for the business and for Banbury really. Yeah, all pencils are graphite. No, normally they don't say anything. This is taking forever using a pencil. I wish someone had suggested a graphite stick. Yeah. Well, I thought I'd stick with the pencil. My stars aren't showing up very well, but that's probably because I'm not going to. Maybe I should go a bit darker. Oh dear. No, look at the stars. See how they don't shine now, 'cause we got the wrong pencil. It was all HB. Let me go. Maybe I should. Oh, I've got a 6B graphite stick that I've never used, so let me see what that does. What? Oh yeah. Oh, you've not. Have you got? Have you got the seed head? Oh no. That's not good. Oh, that's exciting. That's exciting. Right, I am using my 6B and it is letting me see the stars. I've got my earphones in so you won't hear, but I'm not quite sure on the legality of what's going on out in the street, but Lenny's serving pints of cider and they're all in the streets drinking it and it's really loud. It isn't. I think Banbury's a alcohol-free zone because I know the park is, and I know I've had to apply for licences for certain events. Nope, because you need a separate licence for your tables and chairs, and they're actually across the road over the old auctioneer, which isn't open, leaning against the front of it there. So of course it has. Nobody cares now. Well, yeah, exactly, and then it'll be somebody else's fault though, won't it? That's usually how it works. I know, and it's really hard. It is difficult. And things are slowly getting to normal again, aren't they? But for how long? And you know, it's all uncertainty. I hate uncertainty. I really do. Well, I can remember saying back in the end of January, early February, if we all just shut down, if every country decided to shut down just for February, which is kind of a dead month for all of us because nobody's out shopping, nobody's going on holiday much. You know, it's the quietest time. If we all agreed that February was shut down for 3 weeks, we could maybe have isolated anybody that had potentially got the virus and, you know, sorted it all out. And so instead of losing 12 weeks and then some, maybe. But then I'm not in charge and I don't really know anything, so. But everybody, I think it's a case of everybody always thinks it's not going to happen to us or what have you, and it's you get a bit. Yeah, it's all been very weird, to be honest. But well, herd immunity. It's all been about herd immunity. No, but they've found it's been in China since October, and in France since November. So it's been around. I mean, a pandemic doesn't just suddenly happen, does it? It's got to have started from somewhere. Yeah. I think there was a bit of panic. I think every country would pretend that they didn't know anything about it and try and contain it to start with. And then it's only when it gets out of hand that you think, oh my goodness, I suppose we ought to say something about that because they're going to find out. Go darker! Have you got that mug today? You should have you go darker. Too warm. Even for tea, it's never too warm for tea. I like a cup of tea. I like a cup of tea. Or a nice cold glass of milk I like when before bed in this weather. Very easy to please, really. Wine in the fridge, yeah. Well, why not? We're getting there. I'm building up. I found a 9B one now and I'm just putting a bit of that on, but my stars still aren't shining. But I can't use graphite powder, because if I use graphite powder it'll fill in all the holes and that really will destroy the effect that I'm after. But the harder I'm pressing down with my tortinol, the more I'm running the risk of softening and squishing my my embossing. But I'm going to play. Oh, the stars are coming out. I'd forgotten that was the last class we did. Well, I think I did put just a sheet of printer paper underneath mine, but I can still sort of see a few lines coming across the sky. I saw it earlier on mine, and I thought, oh, maybe it's a bit. I've dragged my fingernail in or something. I don't know. I've totally forgotten what we did. I remember when we did a hedgehog class, everybody the following week just had spines in everything. Because you don't do the drawing class, do you, Sandra? Yeah, well, this is it, I know. So what would we have done? We did, I can't remember what we did. Let me have a look. We did dandelion. Yes, you see, that was embossing. See, that could look like fireworks. Do you not? So that wouldn't not work, would it? That would be okay. Yeah, go to a 9B. For the upper areas and sort of in between, I am going to use the putty rubber to sort of give me a little bit of extra help. Is that the dog in the back garden again, Nick? It's always noisy. He likes the noise, doesn't it? Oh. There are several homes in Banbury, the older places, that have got on their deeds that they're allowed to keep a pig in the back garden. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Always pigs in the black country as well. Pigs and chickens. Even though it's really industrial. Right, I'm just see what that looks like for a second, and then maybe use my putty rubber just to lift out a few little dabby bits. To help it feel more cloud-like, maybe. Yeah. Because if we're not careful, it'll look like Stonehenge is on fire, and we don't want to do that. Not that it would take hold, obviously, because it's made of stone. But yeah, the celestial side of things is a really nice thing to do in acrylics. So we'll have a good old play with that next week. And then we're at the end of the month. Can you believe it? Oh, might you be back at work? Oh. It's her birthday next week. I didn't, did I? Did I not? I didn't, did I? Oh, sorry. I know loads of people whose birthdays are in June. Oh, really? Well. Yeah, just in little bits to give it that sort of ethereal feel. Oh, everybody's Woodlands on Monday was good as well, wasn't it? That was yesterday, wasn't it, Monday? Did you not do it? Yeah, yours was nice, Sarah. Yeah. Yeah, the morning class was sort of a really soft woodland in greens, all greens and browns. Misty and a bit magical. Chris's was fantastic. Yes, yeah, Dr. Chris, I call him, yeah. He does. And that's the thing, you see, he's got time at home to hone his craft, and I can't jog his elbow or something as I walk past when I'm not in the same room. So it's not good. I think that will give me enough of a basis, but I've then got to make sure that the stones are lighter than the light bit, but not as dark as the dark bit, and then the ground will be even darker. Da, da, da. We might quickly put the kettle on, although we haven't got a huge amount of time, but we'll be alright. And I'm going to have a hot cup of coffee, even though it's hot. It's going to be really hot tomorrow, isn't it? 30, yeah, I can't cope with that. At over 25, and it's too much for a little ginger like me. I get very irritable, and even if I'm sitting still, I don't like it. I just don't like heat. I don't mind if there's a breeze. And I've not got the air conditioning unit here because the company that borrowed it gave it me borrowed it back because they're all at work and my classroom's empty apart from me, so I'll just have to sit here in my pants or something if it gets really hot. And just hope that I don't move the camera or do another thing like I did last night with it up my nose. Oh yeah, I like that. That's better than mine. Can we not be good, please? I should be flattered, shouldn't I, when my students do good work? Oh, that's nice as well, Sandra. When did you do that then? Oh yes, blimey, yes. Yeah, it was. It was early April. The train in the yeah, it was. It was 8th of April. Yeah. And you've seen an improvement since then. Okay. I think it's really, really worth looking at it, isn't it? Because you've come to quite a lot. You've kind of done an intensive course, haven't you, Sarah? Which is good sometimes because it keeps it all fresh in your mind. Whereas if you only do once a week, it's harder to retain all of the information ready for the following week. So yeah, I think a crash course is good. You see, I had a lot of friends that were doing driving tests and they had like a 2 week crash course. I ended up 2 hours a week for 2 years and still failed because I was rubbish. Oh, dear me. Right, I haven't put the kettle on yet. I need to go and do it. Quick cup of coffee. Right, let me just catch up. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Yes, I can definitely see an improvement, Sarah. To make a brew. Is that your first one, Sandra? Okay. That's not bad actually for one pencil. Well, now it's the thing with the big sheets of paper, isn't it? Nice. Oh, that's good. Yes. Okay, so just trying to work out. I think I'm going to put, for the stones, I am going to do the HB, I think, for the majority. To try and help it get, because we don't want them to be lost, you see. That this is the thing. It's looking at which needs to be lighter and which need to be darker. Thankfully, we have the wonderment of the eraser to help us. Oh, they're doing kung fu fighting now because they're all absolutely drunk. Like they're singing kung fu fighting. There are people that live above the flats and the shops in this street. That's why it's unbelievable. No, they don't care. Yeah, I mean, it's one thing everybody rushing to like my shop and stocking up on art supplies, which is different to running to a pub and stocking up on your liver with booze, really. But yeah, there's going to be a lot. There is going to be a lot of issue. Well, exactly, because they've all got so much pent up everything. Yep, absolutely. No, I think I'm going to. I don't know if I need to lighten my stone. I'm going to do them all this tone, and then I'll see whether I need to lighten them or darken them accordingly. I'm following the contours of the stone, so up and down. So I'll either lighten the stone or lighten the background. I think I need to darken the stones. It's the middle ones that. Yeah, I enjoy a nice red. I enjoy a nice wine. Anything, really. No, you see, I don't drink much because I'm usually here late. Then I get home at 10 o'clock. Oh, last night I got home really late because I was stuck at the traffic lights by the Newcastle Key 2 expansion. Because I'm a polite driver, I waited for ages, and then I noticed the traffic piling up on the other side, and they were waiting. And then the car behind me skidded off and went ahead over a red light, and then a couple of minutes later, a car from the middle of the queue at the on the other side impatiently swerved out and put their foot down. So I assessed it for a second, then I pulled out gently, and then went, and then I saw there was a car waiting at the mill junction. My lights were still on red, and all the cars opposite, so I deduced that all of the lights were stuck on red on all three entrances. Yeah, absolutely. So I slowed down and I told the cars on the other side that the lights were all stuck on red, so, they'll have to take the chances, which is a bit dangerous. No, the hotel's being built first, then the cinema, then Aldi, no, not Aldi, Lidl is going up as well. So it's all going up slowly, so it'll take a while, I think. Yeah. Because M&S isn't stopping any longer, so that's going in a couple of weeks. They stayed a bit longer to help through the virus. Good grief. Oh, really? Yeah. I've gone up to a 5B at the moment. Yeah, the reason why I sneak it in is because it might not work, and I don't want to. I don't want to make you do work that won't work. And then when I worked it out, then I tell you, if you haven't already guessed. Yeah, I've done it a little bit darker because obviously the lightest bit of the sky is there, and I might still have to rub a bit more out. It's just getting it dark enough. I don't want to go so dark. But possible. Everything's possible. I think I would. It's more than likely that I've done it wrong. Don't follow me. I don't know what I'm doing. I think I know what I'm talking about. What's that? No, only my Christmas album that's being done at the moment. 20 songs. But no, it's difficult really because of lockdown and everything. I was supposed to do a wedding this weekend just gone, and that's been postponed until next May. So yeah, I've nothing in the plans. I've got my own show at the town hall at the end of July, but I think that'll be cancelled. Me and three other singers and a vintage group. But I've not heard whether that will go ahead or not. I'm guessing not. But if cinemas can reopen, I don't know. Oh, okay. So they put EasyJet's logo on as an easy dinner or something. Ah, yes. I think there's a lot of people not sure about what's going to be going on over the next few weeks, and probably a lot of people who'll be chancing their arm. Because nail bars can't open, but hairdressers will be. Tattoo studios still won't be. Indoor gyms won't be, but outdoor gyms will be. Yeah. But cinemas, I'm sure cinemas could have operated at half capacity all the while. Over the last couple of weeks, maybe, because they've got the space and there's the big air capacity in there. Maybe, I don't know if they enforced masks and stuff. Well, I looked at that. A metre plus means that you should be 2 meters away, but you can stand a metre away from somebody as long as either you are wearing masks or you are facing the same way. So you're not facing each other, I suppose. Other than those, and you're washing your hands regularly. Other than that, you should be further than a metre away. So apparently a metre is as close as you can get to somebody from the 4th of July, as long as you're following all of the other social distancing and health guidelines. Apparently. But the R rate in Germany is 2.3 now, and they've been really sensible. So I dread to think, yeah. this is the issue now. You see, you only have to get one or two. It's the same as in the shop. I only have to get one person coming in, defying everything, and they're not feeling well. We're not enforcing masks. We're asking for masks, but we're not enforcing it in the shop. But I've only got to have one person not welcome in my shop, and then that's me, Jackie, Kathy, Roger. You know, loads of us that are having to self-isolate for 2 weeks, so my business can't function. You know, you have to hope that people will be sensible and not come in if they feel unwell. Yeah, well, it does need something, because it's an issue. Absolutely. Well, there's nothing enforceable. I mean, apparently, even all of this stuff that's going on from the 4th of July, it's all to do with conscience, not it's guidelines, not law. I think everybody's got that fed up with lockdown. They're just willing to take the chances now. Well, this is the thing, isn't it? It's difficult. It really is difficult for everyone, isn't it? Because I've been living on my own and I found it difficult, and then I've heard people who are with families complaining because they found it difficult because they've been stuck with people that they normally only see for like an hour a day. Yeah. Well, I know generally there's usually a really high spike in the divorce rate after pandemics, and I think China started to see something like that because you're living with people that you don't normally have so much time with or for, or people that you're married to because you know it's a convenience, or you don't want to upset the rest of your family, so you put up with it, and it's normally alright because you don't spend any time with your spouse, and then now you're stuck with them. So yeah, it's I think everybody's finding it difficult in their own way. I need to bring that rock out. I've switched to a 9B now. Is this a 9B? It's worn out. Yeah, it is a 9B, just so I can bring out some of the shapes just a little bit more of the rock. If you notice, I've used my putty rubber and I've blotted over the middle of the stones in the middle to try and enforce that glow. Because still, obviously, there's all of the grass and everything that are going to be really dark. Oh, I forgot those stones in the grass. They're a bit lighter, aren't they? I'm just going round some of my stars just with my HB pencil, just to see if going round them brings them out a little bit more, or does it make it look too weird? Maybe it should work. What, in your sky? Yeah. It's amazing how the stars are standing out, isn't it? But you've not done any songs for a while, Sarah, on Instagram. Ooh, nice. Ooh. Ooh. Is it a known one, or is it one that you made up? Sounds exciting. I like a nice bit of swing, I think. Mellow, but you know, it's got a nice beat to it. Yeah. Oh, good. Sounds good. Have you done musicals and stuff, Sarah, before? Oh, really? Welcome and bienvenue. Welcome. Cool. So what were you in cabaret? Ah. And what was your husband? Oh, okay. He wasn't all leather clad then. What's been your favourite role? So the mill is right up your street then. Well, when it's open. I've always thought it a huge shame that a town the size of Banbury hasn't got a fully fledged, you know, big theatre. We haven't got an auditorium or theatre or anything in Banbury, which is amazing, really, for the size of the town and for the amount of theatrical groups we've got, you know, and bands. Mhm. Yeah, because the changing room's on the right hand side, isn't it? And then you've got it's very narrow space at the back, isn't it? Yeah, I mean when I've done the burlesque shows, obviously just to clarify, I have not been doing burlesque. I've been singing at the burlesque shows at the start and during intervals. I have not been doing boylesque. Nobody would want to pay to see that, but you know, it's a decent sized crowd and it's a decent sized stage to work on. But yeah, I suppose it is that there is the backstage that there isn't the changing rooms capacity or anything. Right, let me get this grass on. So I'm going to do 9B I'm going to use my graphite stick because I need it really dark. Dark, because we said, didn't we, at the beginning, it's darker than the sky. Here you've got the Linden Players, Banbury Operatic Society, and there's one in Middleton Cheney as well, which I forget what they're called. Yeah, we're quite lucky. But Liz Riley, she comes on Fridays and Wednesdays. She's the chairman of the, I think it's the Linden Players. But oh yeah, and the Banbury Cross. Yeah, that's it. She's Banbury Cross Players. Linden Players are more Middleton Cheney based. Yeah. So yeah, we've and Kim the hairdresser from 3 doors up from here. She's in all of those. I think she's mainly Linden Players, and her daughter and her daughter's husband and her son. Fantastic performers. She's always in. Yeah, it is a bit like that. But you know, we go to see them. I don't see them as often as Kathy goes to see from the cafe. You could. I don't know if it would be too matte, but you could try it. Charcoal could work in your favour, but you'd get even messier. I'm in a right state. I will smudge this a little, I think. With my tortillon. Oh, oh, oh. Blue or glue? But the blue. Oh no. Well, that's good. Dark is good today, because but as with everything that I will always go on about, it's always about the contrast, isn't it? Contrast is the rule. So this is the point where I'll start to look on the screen and try and think about, should things be darker or lighter. I could darken those header stones, I think. If I just dab a little bit more with the eraser around the outside, maybe. Because you don't want to highlight, you don't want to sort of highlight it, but equally, that's too dark. You don't want to lose them. Not really, I don't think. I think it will. Yeah, it is. It's when you sort of get into grips with what you can do with them. You know, like you did with that other one with it, where it was all done with that 2B pencil or the HB pencil. You know, you've managed to get lots of varieties of tones in that. But yeah, it takes a while to get used to exactly what you can get. Oh, I really like your sky, Nick. And your stones look really stony. Mine look not stony. I'll do a little bit of work on this, I think. I have smudged it, yeah. I've really heavily smudged it, but you can still see the texture. But I need to sort of tone that stone down a little bit in the foreground. Let's tone that down a little bit. With my paper stump. Rough these stones up, but now I think I need to go. What shall I use? Should I be using my 3B or something? Just to strengthen. I'm surprised. My microphone to my earphones must be very very good, because I'm surprised you haven't heard all of the noise in the street. Well, it depends. I think a lot of people feel that they don't want to cause a nuisance with the noise, because obviously people are just trying to let off steam because of whatever, but there's no social distancing going on whatsoever, and I refuse to believe that a group of 7 men all live together. But yeah, I think there will be a lot of issues, sadly. Yeah, well, I've got the classroom window open 3 inches, and obviously I'm sitting in my normal spot, so 2 of you would know where that is, and that is 12 feet away from the window. And these guys are down by Lenny's and the old auctioneer. So that's quite a way. I know, I'm just deliberating whether because it's so far away, you don't want to sort of put actual grass up the rock, but equally you don't want it just to stick on, do you? So, oh, I don't know. It'd be fun. It'd be fun to paint this next week as well. I love to see the difference between the drawing and the painting. Do you know what I mean? I find it a really fascinating experience, and for you guys, it also helps with you understanding the tone of a picture by doing the drawing first as a sort of full drawing study. I think my putty rubber's giving up the ghost. It's black with graphite, and it's actually transferring more onto my hands than it's taking off, and my hands are all sticky. So that's not good. But never mind. Yeah, I think I'm done with oh, you posted it. Ooh, yes. I really like how you've got darker grass around your rocks, which is making it stand out more. I'm quite jealous of that. Oh, stop. Will you all stop being good? Because you're making me have to raise my game now. And I'm not enjoying this. Especially because you can all tinker with it later on. Because I never have time. And you'll all tinker and fiddle and you post it 3 days later and it's like a El Greco. And there's me with my 45-minute demo that I did halfway off drinking a cup of tea. Oh, that's nice, Sandra. You've got a lot of nice space in yours. You know, you've got a nice space either side your rocks. I think it gives it a lot of... And you've got a really nice contrast between your horizon line and your sky. Makes it nice and clean. Yes. Yeah, because a shiny pencil. Let me have a look. You put it in the group, Sarah? Oh, I've just found your... I've only just seen your dandelions, Nick. Yeah, that you posted on Tuesday. Better photo. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. I like that, Sarah. That's your stars are beautiful as well. Yeah, they have. They really have. And you've got nice undulations in your land. It's always good to have an undulation. No, it's nice. I don't know what on earth you mean. I like that. I do. Let me darken that bit there. Now, where's that? There's that other rock. I've kind of lost that other rock. Stone, not a rock. It is. Well, it is exactly. Yes, that's correct. I don't think I can do any more, really. What, the wrestler? Yes. He's good in Jumanji. He is. I watched the Baywatch, the new Baywatch that he directed, and that's so funny. It really is hysterically funny in like a natural way. If you know what I mean? Yes, Zac Efron's the newbie who thinks he knows it all. Yeah, no, I'm not doing any more to that. I think I will leave it as well. So that's it. So I'll see some of you or all of you tomorrow afternoon for drawing with the building and. Oh, you're at school, aren't you? Boo. How would you cope? Would you have withdrawal symptoms? Nope. Oh, you've got to do it though. Oh, I've just lost my rubber now. Well, I'm sure you can cope with that. Absolutely. That's cool. Cool. All of you? Yes, everyone's posted. Okay. Right, well, I'll leave you to it. Enjoy your evening. And I will see you all whenever I see you next. So it'll be Thursday morning then for you, Nick. Art for the Anxious, yeah. No, it's the first and the second Thursday of the month, and then the art history will be the third Thursday of the month next month, and it's Bauhaus, and that'll be hopefully through Discord. I've got to work out how to do it all, to share my screen and all of that kind of thing, and which audios and stuff, because I'll be doing it from the laptop, so that'll be good. Yeah, so take care, have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye. Bye.